The NFL is halfway through its season, and there's some candidates we got to talk about for MVP. Cole Sports presents on the daily. Well, hello, VIP. Welcome back to my channel. Cole Johnson is here right in front of you, live and in living color on the Daily on Tap, presented by Cole Sports. It's Monday. We do this list thing. I don't know what I call it. Oh, yes, I do know what I call it. It is the list. Excuse me. So as we round second going to third in the metaphorical sense of the NFL season, forgive the baseball analogy, the NFL has their own, I guess you could say, pecking order in terms of MVP candidates. And there are many, they are varied, and they are talented. And I have five that I want to share with you as to who I think is going to be in the mix come the last 8 weeks of the season. But I'm also going to give you two more. In fact, I'm going to give you some honorable mentions. How about one being the Saints running back, Alvin Kamara? Now, the reason why he's on this list is because he has gained 1,000 all-purpose yards already. And we barely made it into 8 games. So he is an honorable mention. The other honorable mention, well, of course, Aaron Dunham, the defensive lineman extraordinaire of the Los Angeles Rams. Defensive lineman, 9 sacks and 3 forced fumbles. Defensive lineman. Just keep that in mind. Those are normally defensive end stats. He's doing this as a defensive lineman. So those two are my honorable mention. Let's get to the other list, shall we? Here are the 5 candidates that I believe are worthy for the most most valuable player consideration. Here's the first candidate. Titans running back Derrick Henry. Now, he is in consideration. Very simple. All of these stats that I'm going to relay to you is coming into yesterday's game. So this guy rushed for almost 800 yards in the season already, and he only played 7 games. Almost a 5 yards per carry average, 4.8 to be exact, 8 touchdowns. So he's on track to score 17, maybe 18 touchdowns and possibly get 16, maybe 1,700 yards. Last year, he gained 1,540. So he is on track to do big things. And the thing I love about what the Titans do with him is no matter if they are far behind or far ahead, their identity is to punish you. And they will run the ball. And this guy, number 22, is doing just that. Ryan Clark of ESPN's fame jokingly said that he was a little timid, that he didn't have the gusto bursting through lines, but he had that bravado when he got into the secondary. He had to walk that back just a little bit. What I do love about him is he's played big games when the team needed it. For example, the Bills, when he had a wonderful game there, we all know that game is when he stiff-armed cornerback Josh Norman out of his cleats. That's why we know that game. The next game was against the Texans, over 200 yards that he gained on the ground by himself. Impressive athlete, 6'3", almost 250. It's like a linebacker in the backfield. With speed and power. Ridiculous, man. Ridiculous. Here's the second candidate that I have for the Most Valuable Player award for 2020, quarterback, Green Bay Packers, Aaron Rodgers. And I talked about these quarterback seats are hot, and I mentioned him being one of them, considering that Jordan Love, formerly of Utah State, was drafted to be his heir apparent. Well, it looks like Rodgers has come up to the challenge. He's thrown for he's thrown for over 2,000 yards already, 24 touchdowns, only 2 interceptions, 68% completion rating. And right now, the Packers are in the NFC North driver's seat. What I am loving about him is he's playing in control and he's allowing the team's full capacity and talent to shine through. And what I saw back in the, I guess you could say between 2013 and 2017, maybe in 2018, he just felt as though the whole weight of the team was on his shoulders, even defensively. And what I'm loving about Rodgers is that he is not feeling as though he has to put the pedal on the metal and carry the whole team on his back. He's just being a facilitator. And in doing so, he's having one of the better years of his career. Now, the third candidate for 2020's MVP, sorry, I don't have a picture here, Russell Wilson. And he also has thrown for over 2,000 yards, 26 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, 72% completion rate. And he is my front runner for MVP simply because this guy has done more with less. I can't stress it enough. He has done more with less. Tyler Lockett on one end, DK Metcalf on the other. In fact, Russell Wilson has made DK Metcalf a superstar. And with a running game that's hit and miss, he's really doing the number. And he's having to sometimes be defense too, because he has to outscore teams. The Seahawks defense hasn't been up to task this year, but he's been up to task in scoring points. Even in their loss in Glendale against the Cardinals, he put up a hefty chunk of yardage and a bunch of points. That may have been the worst performance of his year, 3 picks in that game, but he persevered and almost brought them to a W. Russell Wilson, to me, my front runner for MVP. Number 4 on this list of candidates who are considered, in my mind, to be 2020's NFL MVP, the quarterback of the Kansas City Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes. Now, as I have stressed so eloquently in my video of why I believe he is the best quarterback today, he has proven even in these last 2 months that to be true still. Thrown for the most yards of anyone this season, over 2,300, 21 touchdowns, 1 interception. The dude is playing mistake-free ball, and he might be, to me, picked to be the MVP. He already has been, just like Rodgers has already been. He might be, again, the MVP of the league because he might throw 5,000 yards again. He's on track to throw maybe 3 interceptions the whole year. 67% he's completing his passes, and he has a running game behind him. I mean, Clyde Edwards-Helaire and now Le'Veon Bell. He has a running game to go along with the weapons that the Chiefs have in passing game. Hill, Hardman, Watkins, Kelsey. I can go on and on about them. But Mahomes is a trigger man, and he has proven to all of us that he is more than just a trigger man. He is here for the long haul. And he just barely turned 25. Playing like a 10-year veteran, he's only been a starter 2+ years, 25 years old. Remarkable quarterback. And the last candidate. Oh, before I get to the last candidate, you see this wonderful shirt that I'm sporting. Well, you too can be an owner of this shirt as well. All you got to do is go to the description box below. It has all the details of where you can get that shirt. Now, the number 5 candidate for most valuable player 2020 style in NFL, Tom Brady, the quarterback of the New England Patriots. Nope, quarterback of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I mean, 43 years old. I talked about the youngest on this list. How about the oldest? 43 years old, 2,200 yards going into Sunday night's game, 20 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, completing 66% of his passes. Is he a Bill Belichick system player? I think he's demonstrating these last 2 months. No is the answer. And Max Kellerman, has Tom Brady fallen off a cliff? Not yet. And he did say that he would play until he sucked. And I can honestly tell you, sir, Tom Brady is long from sucking because this guy has more in the tank. And because of it, this team, they just might make it all the way to Tampa. Yeah, I know they play in Tampa. The Super Bowl is in Tampa this year. They may make it all the way to the Super Bowl this year because you got a quarterback who is leading this team with chock full of talent on both sides of the ball, and he rarely makes mistakes. Now it is all up to his supporting cast. Can they be lifted up to his level? That's the only question I have about Brady. Not him, his players. Can they rise up to their leader's level? That's the only question I have for them. And that's your 5 candidates for MVP 2020 style coming from On the Daily, Cole Sports, and Cole Johnson. The 5 candidates are Derrick Henry of the Titans, Aaron Rodgers of the Packers, Russell Wilson of the Seahawks, Patrick Mahomes of the Chiefs, the Bucks, Tom Brady. And that is the list. Now, which one of the 7 players that I mentioned do you think is going to be the MVP come the end of the year? Or is there another person or another player that I have not even thought of that you could mention? Either way or any way, like this video and comment below as to who you think is the 2020 NFL MVP. I want to hear what you have to say. And don't forget, hit that notification bell and subscribe to this channel to get any and all premier content from this channel. Well, thank you so much. I'm so humbled and thankful for all of your love, all of your content, all of your comments, because I'm learning a lot from you guys, and I thank you for that. And for all of us here at Cole Sports, I'm Cole Johnson, and this has been yet another installment and episode of Cole Sports on the visual and on the daily.